He actually had more money than the city. Yeah, I think he had like $38 in his little kitty fund, and the city was bankrupt that year.
Oh.
That's the story of the little cat who became famous.
Oh. Well, we like cats. We have some ourselves.
It looks pretty much as it did back in the 1800s. Main Street here, it's probably least of all. And we'll see the close but once you do cross over, if you look in either direction, you'll see the old buildings. They're just as they were back in the 1800s. They haven't changed hardly at all, especially in these two blocks. A little bit further down, we've got newer buildings like the convention center. Oh, the African American Museum is also right down here at the end of this block. But if you look at the old buildings, you can see some of them look like they still have the original.
Yeah.
Another thing you'll notice as you look at the new direction is the brick next to the church.
Yeah.
Out, don't just wander over there. Come on, stay over there. See, that brick is on either side of those two.
Yeah.
Well, that brick is still underneath all this pavement here. And that brick was laid down in the late 1700s.
Wow.
This building once housed the Ola Hotel. And the Ola Hotel, throughout the 1900s, this was one of the most beautiful and most famous hotels of all the top. And anybody who was anybody stayed there.
So it's nothing now?
At the moment, yeah, it's nothing more. They had to go in there and they're going to gut that entire building. Because of, over the years, a number of real estate had gotten down into that plaster. And, you know, the plaster that they used to use back in 1901, doesn't mix very well with water, especially when you get it on the backside.
Yeah.
Well, not only did it turn the plaster to mud, the mold and mildew got in there and spread and weakened the plaster throughout the entire hotel.
Wow.
So they had no choice but to close it down. And really a shame because, all the famous people who came to town here would stay at the Ola Hotel. People like John Wayne, Elizabeth Taylor, General MacArthur stayed there. Patrick Swayze, when he was here filming The North and the South, stayed at the Ola Hotel.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, and probably the most famous person to stay there was Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, the hotel was named for the builder's youngest daughter, Little Eola, who died tragically in an accident while they were building the hotel. So that's how the hotel was named in her honor. And it was said up until the time the hotel closed that Little Eola would haunt the upper 3 floors there. People would discover that their door, if they shut the door, left it locked, and they discovered that the door was open. Or if they left the door open, they would discover that it was shut and locked.
Wow.
Find things that were misplaced and put in different places from where they left it. And sometimes even their footsteps and go out and investigate. Nobody was there. They said little baby grand piano in the lobby there would play music by himself at night. Get over here now. Come on. People can't see it from that side. Now this building right here was actually built to be a gentleman's club back in 1901.
Oh, look at the stained glass. It's beautiful.
It is. And the whole building is very well made.
Here's the picture of the guy at the top.
That's the Sergeant West Stoker. And now, he's just one of our local heroes. Sergeant Prentice was remembered for many things. He was a school teacher, a lawyer, and a statesman. And what he's best known for is he helped get together a regiment of men to go down and help Texas. And they're big for independence, you know. And he gets a lot of credit for the Battle of San Jacinto.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that regiment of men was sent down there into. And of course, that was a turning point in that war down there.
Yeah.
And Prentice, now he was inspired, like everyone else at that time, by the two fellows who had passed through town here on their way to Texas. That, of course, was Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett. Yeah. And, you know, it was right here in Natchez where Jim Bowie had earned his claim to fame. Remember his knife, Bowie knife?
Yeah.
Well, they started calling it that after the sandbar incident that took place down here on the Louisiana side of it. So it was right here in Natchez where he earned his claim to fame. Now, Davy Crockett, he had passed through Natchez like he passed through many towns on his way to Texas. But this is where he actually met Jim Bowie. And it was probably Sergeant Prentice who introduced Jim Bowie.
Oh, that's interesting.
And of course, later on, Jim Bowie ended up at the Alamo as well.
Why was there a boat on that sewer? Just because?
A boat?
Yeah, there's a boat.
The boat? Why is the boat on there? Well, because this was a shipping town. You know, all that cotton was shipped up and down the Mississippi River from right here in Natchez. This was the largest seaport in the area. You know, see, New Orleans and Baton Rouge in the early days, that was all still swampland down there. It took them a long time to get their feet on the ground. So this was the major port city here. You know, very wealthy city. A lot of, you know, well, you can tell by the beautiful buildings that are still here. All the beautiful mansions and homes. It was all because of that cotton business and that port business. You know, and we had many steamships here. Several, you know, steamship companies docked right down there under the hill. And we're going to hear about one of the families that ran that steamboat business. And now these are, you can see just a few of our antebellum homes today, like the Rising Sun Bed and Breakfast over this. And Rising Sun, if you notice out front, they still have the original antebellum homes you see from out there. And they tell me that cannon is pointed due north, just in case.
Oh, wow. And this pretty pretty with all the big trees.
And this is really cool. This is one of our many good stories.
Oh, that's gorgeous. It's for sale. I wish we could buy it.
It's about 700,000, I think, right now.
Wow.
The last time I checked, that's what it was. But it might even be lower than that right now. And the house is worth well over $1 million. You know, so you get a good deal on that house right now. Because the doctor, he's retired. Can't keep the house up anymore. He can barely make it up these steps right now.
I'll bet. Them steps don't look too much fun to me.
Yeah. And his son got transferred, so he doesn't have him to take care of it. So he had to keep dropping the price on the house. So there's no telling what it's worth, what it's going for right now.
Oh.
But and it's also a historic home because Myrtle Terrace was owned and built by the Leathers family in 1844. Now the Leathers, they controlled all the shipping in and out of the city. They owned the Natchez Steamboat Company and 7 steamships, all of them named Natchez. And the Morse is the most famous steamboat race in American history. And this was the home of its captain, Thomas P. Leathers, one of Leathers' sons. Yep. So that's a house right there, right out of the history books.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Here's the house. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Look, I want y'all, kids, you all see that black optic over there with a glass in it?
Yeah.
Y'all have any idea what that is?
Bird feeder?
Bird feeder?
Bird bath?
Bird bath? What do you think it is?
A mountain.
Mountain? Okay. Yeah, those are all very good answers, but it's kind of a trick question because that doesn't even belong outside. That was actually made to be a conversation piece for inside your home. It's very rare, very unusual, but that is a Victorian era fishbowl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an aquarium.
How cool.
I thought it was a fountain because it had that top part.
Well, it didn't have a fountain. The fountain was to keep the water aerated so your goldfish would last longer.
Oh, yeah.
This is Stanton Hall. Is that how big enough it was?
Yeah, I think it's a very big house.
I mean, you can put your whole family in that house. I'm talking all year long, and
Oh, yeah.
it's probably home if you have small children because you might not see them for much.
Yeah.
Now, this house was up in 1857, and Frederick Stanton was a cotton broker. In other words, he was a cotton broker and a plantation owner, so he became filthy rich off that cotton, and he spared no expense in building this home right here. And now all the mansions here are beautiful, many of them nearly as large as Stanton Hall here, but nobody put the money into their house that Stanton did here.
Yeah, that's what it said. It was like the most elegant one or something.
Yeah. Oh,
I figured it'd be the best one to go see if we can only afford one.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know, like I said, I always recommend
Melrose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think y'all would enjoy that much more.
I'm sure we will.
When you do the townhouses, they are beautiful, you know. But if you go see Stanton Hall, you've seen all the other homes here. You know?
Well, that's why we thought we'd just go see that one, and then we're going to hit a plantation house on the way home.
And but
So we might hit two now, since you told me that.
yeah, and it is, you know, it is beautiful. It's well worth it to go tour it. You see some amazing things. Some grand chandeliers, nearly 4 feet in diameter. They're hanging from ceilings that are 17 feet tall. All the doorknobs inside the house are made from solid sterling silver. But,
Wow.
yeah, and even the hinges on all the doors are silver plated. You know.
Oh,
Of course, that silver has tarnished quite a bit over the years, but you can imagine them being brand new when you put them on the house.
yeah.
That had been something.
I love the wrought iron on there. That's beautiful.
Oh yeah, and look at it on the side here. It's even more coordinated.
Yeah, I see that. It's very pretty.
The piano room, in the back, has pocket doors that are 14 feet tall. And there's a mirror in the parlor that's 16 feet tall. And behind now this is a carriage house in the front. Behind the carriage house was the main kitchen. And today that's all the carriage house left.
That's what I wanted to ask you too. Where's a good place to eat like downtown? That's reasonable, not outrageous.
Well, I'll tell you about a number of places.
Okay.
And, in downtown, now some of the places downtown are a little more pricey.
Yeah.
And we were talking about lunch or dinner.
Probably lunch later on, like a late lunch or something.
Late lunch, the Pig Out Inn restaurant. They're pretty reasonable. Let's see. What places?
Yeah, we saw that one. They were closed last night.
Camp restaurant down under the hill. You can sit out there on the porch and look right at the river while you're having lunch. Now they got
Oh.
gourmet cheeseburger, they got a kids menu, they got sandwiches, sliders, they got quesadillas. So
Okay, when you go to that under the hill, it's right there by that park, isn't it? By the river up there.
yeah.
Okay, well when I went down there, I went this way. You know, there was nothing like that way. So like, you turn this way then instead?
Which way did you go? To the left?
Yeah, you know, by where that little gazebo is. I went down that hill and
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah. That's what? No, that's.
And it just
Camp
ended up at the
restaurant.
casino.
Oh, you ended up at the casino?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. You went the wrong way.
Turn
Okay,
left.
the other ones, yeah.
Okay.
The other ones,
Told you.
yeah. I'll show you when we get back.
Okay.
Now, up in 1857, Frederick Stanton, he was buying up all the property in town, right? And he owned most of the streets right here. And much of the property behind it. And, as a matter of fact, his property went further in every direction here, except for the south. Now, his property line ended right next to that white new development. Well, after Stanton had bought up all this property here, he wanted to start buying the property that had the homes on as well, you know. Well, on that side you had the Leathers and the doctor lived over there, and you know, a lot of more influential people. So he decided to buy the rest of the property that was on this street right here. Now I got to the Litton House. The Litton House, as you can see, it was built here in 1810, so it was here long before Stanton came along. But like I said, Stanton had his eye on this property. Because the property was at a premium, he stood to make a fortune from it. And this house stood in the way of him gaining the rest of the property on this street. Now he must have wanted the house pretty bad because he offered Mr. Linton 3 times when he thought the house was worth it. But Linton wasn't in the mood to sell. As a matter of fact, he got tired of Stanton and ran him off, you know. Well, this didn't sit well with Stanton because, like I said, he's a very rich and powerful man. You know, a man who's used to getting his way. Because when he couldn't buy this home outright from Linton, that's when he put that building right there, and those were his stables.
Ah,
That's pretty low down, isn't it?
that is.
Yep. And not only
The
that,
rich people usually are pretty shitty sometimes.
and not only that, but Stanton made his stables out of brick, just so Linton would know that those stables weren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Linton hung in there though. He never did sell his house. As a matter of fact, he might have painted his door just like it is today, because it was traditional to paint your door that bright red color, so that the whole town knows that you had just paid off the mortgage.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
You know, that whole plan of Stanton's was doomed to fail because Mr. Linton was already used to the smell of horses. Because ever since the early 1800s, the livery stable sat right across the street. And that is the original tackle that was used to bring the hay up the lawn for the horses.
Wow.
Up until 1839, then it was used to bring up fire hoses as well. Because the stables here were sold to the Phoenix Fire Company. You know, back when they had the horse-drawn fire wagons. But the Phoenix Firehouse is not without its irony. Because the owner of the livery stable, his house sat right behind that brick wall for many years. But it's no longer there today because it had burnt down once it became the Phoenix Firehouse. That's some pretty bad luck, isn't it? Have a firehouse right across the street and your house still burns down.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
But not just any house. He was the owner of the livery stable.
Oh, wow.
All right, pull on up there. Come on. Out. Now, the reason you painted the door that bright red color, see it was about to begin. You'd have that party once you paid off the mortgage. Well, when the guests arrived, they were separated on these staircases here, the double staircases. And they maybe saw a couple more of these around town. But fellas were made to use one side of the stairs and the ladies would use the other. And now, this was a very big deal to them. I mean, that tradition involved the gentleman church would escort the lady to the other side, and he would return to the other side, and they would turn and bow to each other right before they took the staircase together. And to this very day, the ladies of the town will remind you which side that you belong on. Because they've got it on hats and t-shirts and signs all over town. Fellas, they're just the owner of the livery stable house we had burnt down. And there were many fires in the 1800s. And wherever you see empty spaces or parking lot today, there was a building there in the 1800s. I mean, at that time, there were no empty spaces. You may have noticed that some of the homes were really close together.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room. And now, we go back through town here. This was our shopping district right here. Now, it began right here on this corner of Franklin Street, which we call Antique Road today, because there's many antique shops. Yep. And but back in the 1800s, this was a shopping district too. See that building right there? That was a department store.
Okay, we're at this house. We already went through it. I wasn't allowed to record inside because I don't know, bunch of junk. I don't even know why I'm still recording. I already got 10 minutes worth. Oh well. Okay, there's this towery thingy. Yeah. And then there's a tree. And then there's a bench. See this bench right here? See it? I can sit on it, but I'm not going to. There's another tree. Then there's some water. Puddle. Water puddle right here. And then there's some nasty water. And then there's a bench. And then there's those things. These little fishies. Fishies. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to walk on this. This is like Air Force. Woo! I'm gonna fix and go into like an old church that you can like tour. And yeah, we got all the names of like soldiers and stuff in memory. Yeah. This vlog is gonna take forever to upload. A 5-minute vlog yesterday took forever. But we're fixing to go inside the church. See? Okay, that's as far as it goes right there. And now it stops. We're fixing to go in. Hopefully I can record it. If I can, I'll pick it up when we get out. Bye. So the church turned out to be like closed or some crap. I don't know. The more I record, the worse it is for me. Because I gotta edit this crap. No one's even gonna watch it. I'm in the graveyard.
Hey, look at this. This is really old. They were born in 1792 and died in 1857. So this is from the 1800s. These are newer graves over here.
Oh.
Second son.
Okay.
There's nowhere to pull over, really.
There's like an angel there.
But you can tell that's the new one.
I don't really like
Is that
coming
my
in these
phone?
places.
Oh, it's in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these are so old you can't even read the dates on them no more.
We got this
There's
whole
only one monument.
fence for
There's only
one.
one monument over there in that little part. Maybe it's a family.
This is big. Let me go to the other side so I can read it. Ugh. Let me see. I don't know. Am I supposed? Oh, okay. Don't want to step there.
See, now that's kind of graveyard. I'm going to put in a graveyard. I want a graveyard like that. I want one that's real shady.
Okay. This is died here on May 5th, 1890. I don't think I'm supposed to be walking in there.
Ain't got no graveyard in.
This one's small. This is like the footstone.
Now, there's a big, huge graveyard by the river in Beaumont. And it's a pretty place. It's got a lot of
Definitely don't want to be here at night.
That's what Steve
There's like a gate over here. Ugh. The screen's all dirty. Okay.